guys, me, the SCUF. Today is March 4th. Yesterday, March 3rd, was my birthday. This video will not be out on March 4th, though. This will be out at some point. I don't know when I am able to play both Rocket League and Fortnite, when I've done both with the controller. So I unboxed the controller yesterday for my birthday. It's from my mom and dad. It would have been about $250 with the features we selected, or that I selected, but we used code MAXSCUF to get it down to $190, but that's neither of those are including shipping and tax. With shipping and tax, it was $216. They both agreed to pay $100. I paid the extra $16. And yeah, so this is obviously sped up because this part's dumb. Everything I'm saying to the camera, ignore it. I was originally going to do an unboxing and review of this, but also included in that was going to be a review of the chair and the gaming desk, the gaming chair and the gaming desk, which I did separate reviews for already. Those are already out. You should go check those out. So yeah, so I decided against the combined review, but I'm about to take out the controller here, and it's pretty cool. So it has the Utopia faceplate, white rings around the thumbsticks, a white control disc, what else? Blue bumpers, white triggers, trigger stops, EMR key, green military grade grip on the back. There's the thumbstick remover. Obviously the 4 paddles because it is the SCUF Impact. And yeah, it's pretty sick, honestly. I haven't been able to use it in a game yet because it came with no charge, which makes sense. We also took the rumbles out, like, with no charge in it. Oh, it has the red buttons, as you can see there. It has the standard PS4 sticks so that I could put control freaks on. What else? Yeah, so we took the rumbles out to reduce weight. Little did I know that would make it, like, really, really light. I kind of wish I had just kept rumbles in and avoided spending the extra $4 just because I'm used to a controller that's a little more heavy. I didn't know how light it was going to be, but it's very light, which is surprising. So yeah, it comes with some cool stuff. It comes with like longer triggers. It comes with the pin to adjust the triggers, the EMR key, stuff like that, a manual. I'm confused about the warranty. Some people say it's 14 days, but like also online I saw it's like 180 days, but there's no warranty information at all, I don't think, unless it's in the manual included in the packaging, so I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'll be back for the second part of the voiceover in a sec. Okay, I'm here. So yeah, I will say that one of the things I've heard about the SCUF Impact is the inner paddles aren't great, like, to press, or they're not that easy to press. So a lot of people buy the paddle replacement kit and then put the 2 outer paddles that come with that and replacing the inner paddles with them. So they basically have 4 outer paddles, but 2 of them are like on the inside. I've noticed that problem too, but I really want to get into gameplay first, and I probably won't end up doing that. I think I could get used to this. I will say the control disc doesn't seem to be too helpful, especially not for Rocket League and Fortnite. But you know, it's whatever. The control freaks do fit on well, and so for the review part of this video, like where I actually tell you guys how it works for both games and like if it really makes me better, whatever, all that stuff, I will first have to play those 2 games, and I will be back with some gameplay of me playing Rocket League and some gameplay of me playing Fortnite first, though. And me telling you guys if I really think it helps me improve and why, and just how I've been getting used to all the controls and stuff like that. So I will now get into that part of the video. Okay, guys, so I'm here with the Fortnite gameplay version, or the Fortnite gameplay portion of the video. And I have been now using the SCUF Impact on Fortnite for about legit 10 to 15 minutes, not even that long. And I will say, okay, people are extremely right about the paddles. So in terms of that, believe what you hear, okay? You probably should get the Impact paddle replacement kit and put the 2 outer paddles that comes with on the to replace the inner paddles. It is hard to press the inner paddles after you press the outer paddles, and you know, keep switching back and forth. They are located slightly differently. They're on different planes, I guess. Like the inner paddles are a little bit shorter than the outer paddles, and that does make it difficult. So you definitely should probably get that. I'm gonna try to get used to it without the controller like without getting the replacement kit. But if I end up not being able to get used to it, then I'll have to just get the paddle replacement kit. But obviously, I was using the DualShock 4 back button attachment before this, so I was already used to 2 paddles. Now I just have to get used to the other 2, and they're not as important. The other 2 are square and triangle. Now I basically literally went with the default SCUF binds because they are perfect. The outer paddles matched my old back button attachment binds, and then you add in the square, and the square being like, if you're looking at the front of the controller, the square is left mid, and then triangle is right mid if you're looking in at the front of the controller. So like I'm just gonna like try to jump using X with the outer paddle, and also pick stuff up using like the outer mid paddle right next to it. Like it is really hard to make that transition, but the building is fine because I don't need to use those, so like I'm kind of already used to it. So far I've had no issues with quality or anything. Of course, I've only been barely, I mean, I just started using this, so I wouldn't expect anything. I will say, with the USB to micro USB cables used to charge these, SCUF has a cable retention system that is designed to help keep your cables in place, but it also makes them very hard to get in the first place. But then once they're in, they are not supposed to come out. I cannot tell you guys if that works. I haven't really tested that, but I feel like if you're getting a SCUF just for the cable retention, you shouldn't be getting the SCUF, you know what I mean? That's not a very important feature. But anyways, so I'm pretty used to it already, honestly. I just need to get used to it in game with the inner paddles. Everything else is literally like the same. You know, and the inner paddles, you know, X and triangle, I mean, square and triangle in Fortnite aren't too important. They're probably a little more important in Rocket League. They're moderately important in this game, though, you know, with, like, interact and, you know, switching to pickaxe or whatever. I don't know. I'm probably forgetting some of the uses for them, but, anyways, though. So that concludes the Fortnite portion of this video. I think it's pretty good for Fortnite. I think that, especially with the paddles, with the outer paddles inside, and also a pair of outer paddles on the outside by getting the replacement kit, there is definitely room for improvement. I think this controller could make you a better player at the game if you grinded enough, or grinded. I don't think it would be ground. I actually think in this case it would be grinded, which is weird. But yeah, so it is a good controller for Fortnite. I can say that. It's really light, which is interesting. It's really, really light. I mean, like, really light compared to DS4. I'm using the hair triggers, and honestly, it does feel faster. Like, just the response time. Like, you press it, and, like, it's a lot quicker for when it actually does it. I know digital triggers would be better, but I don't think you can use those for Rocket League, so I had to, and since I play Rocket League so much, you know, I had to, get the, adjustable hair triggers. I will say it's actually easier to adjust the hair triggers than I thought. Basically, there's a little, like, knob under the top of the trigger, and when the part that like juts out of it is in the downward position, is like at the bottom of it, or like right below the hole, that's when it's like fully in hair trigger mode. Like it's as little actuation, or as little press down as it can be, and when it's at the top, it's the lowest. It's like full actuation, or full I don't know, would it be actuation? I don't know what the word would be, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. And I'm gonna get on to the Rocket League portion of this video now. Okay guys, so we are now on to the Rocket League portion of the video. I've been using this for Rocket League now for, again, about 15 minutes or so, and it does not help for Rocket League. I would say personally, well, it's definitely very hard to get used to, and I would say that paddles in general, or extra buttons, are not useful for Rocket League very much, if at all. So what I would recommend to people who are really serious into Fortnite and Rocket League is don't get a SCUF for Rocket League. Don't even put Rocket League into consideration when you're getting it, because it's not useful really for it. For Fortnite, however, I think it can be. And so for that, I would get the digital triggers, which you and digital tap bumpers, which you cannot use for Rocket League, but you don't really need to, because I feel like SCUFs in general don't help that much for Rocket League. It's possible that they can. I know Jazer uses one, or at least he did. He probably still does, So just bear that in mind that he does use that for Rocket League. But so that was the overall review of the SCUF Impact. I'm actually still getting used to it for Rocket League, of course, right now with the power sliding, with the new square on the back, and you know, triangle for ball cam. It's very hard to get used to. You know how it is. And just the paddles in general are a little different than the back buttons on the back button attachment. You know, there's the bad inner paddles, but whatever. Overall, I like the SCUF, especially for Fortnite. I like the SCUF. For Rocket League, not as much. It's still a cool thing to have. It's a really cool accessory. You know, you can like flex on your friends with it. Not. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the SCUF Impact review. I hope maybe this gave you a little insight before you buy it. It might be a little overpriced. I don't know. It definitely can make you better at, I would say, probably all shooter games, or any game where you don't want to be taking your finger off of the right joystick, the right analog stick. This is probably then the right controller for you, one with 4 paddles. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. That was just the Geeks at FGW reviewing the SCUF Impact, minus some pretty cool features. But yeah, anyways, see you guys.
Come on!